So welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Arid Plateau. Spawning down here in the bottom right position is our purpley Protoss, King Avocado.
And in the top left position, we have our blue Zerg, Eye of Darkness, otherwise known as Darkness, not SS, but
Yeah,
whatever.
only one S for some reason. Eye of Darkness.
Well, we got some serious serious worker making play here. This is pretty interesting.
So let's point out some interesting things about this map because we have this all downtime.
Have you ever seen Zerg buildings? They're so fucking toothy.
The Ultralisk Cavern has like a little asshole in the back. It's kind of.
You know what the thing is though? If you look at the hatchery, if you've ever seen the movie Teeth, you'll know why the hatchery should scare you. Because at the top of the hatchery, you'll know exactly why this is a fucking terrible building. So we're seeing some fairly standard play here from Eye of Darkness. We're not going to see any early drone rushing play. As funny as that would be, I don't think we're going to see it.
I would love to see a 12 drone rush in, essentially a practice game.
Yeah. Based on his history, I'm expecting 14 pool, 14 extractor, and then some speedlings here.
Yeah, probably a lot of speedling aggression. He likes just to punch down the front door of the Protoss player as early as possible. So some things about this map: the natural, pretty easy to take, but the real trouble is this little backdoor entrance. So a lot of Protoss is having trouble with a Forge Fast Expand. You can wall off one entrance, but not the other one. So Zergs tend to do a little bit better early game on this map.
Looks like we've got a 15 pool, 15 extractor play here from Eye of Darkness, and he's being scouted currently by our wonderful Protoss player here.
Mm-hmm. Little probe zooming down there. Look at that little contrail behind him. It's so adorable.
You know, I wonder how fast they're going to produce a contrail.
I don't know if it's contrail or if, I mean, maybe the reason they cost 50 minerals is because that's like the minerals being digested through him.
They just delivered the minerals. I don't think they're digested.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it is blue back behind them. It could be just a little bit of mineralage coming out the other end. King Avocado doing the most interesting not wall off on this map.
It's a very wall off, you know.
Mm-hmm. He's going to have a lot of trouble though if
fairly shortly.
If I does his.
Yep, there's a second gate, and he's probably just going to wall it off with a sentry.
Mm-hmm. But if I does his trademark speedling aggression, this could be a lot of trouble unless he can get his units out pretty quick here.
So far, when I've been playing with King, I usually manage to get through on speedling aggression. He really doesn't like 7 roach push, which is specifically what this setup is designed to counter, especially for him. At least that's my personal knowledge of him.
Mm-hmm. He does like to. He gets out a couple early units, typically stalkers, and 1 sentry. He has his hero sentry occasionally.
Looks like we are seeing a 7 roach push coming from Eye of Darkness here. Seeing some roaches being produced right now.
Mm-hmm. The Queen actually going to get this probe in the corner, trying to hide in the corner. Look at me, I'm part of the creep. No, you're not, probe. I'm sorry.
Question here is, did Avocado actually see that roach horn, which he did?
So this could be a lot of trouble if the Protoss player, responds correctly here, and already getting up 3 gateways. If he produces just significant amounts of units here, he'll be just fine. Otherwise, he could get out a sentry and just force field the bottom of the.
What he really needs is a sentry here in order to just keep the roaches from coming up the ramp.
You just force field the bottom of the ramp until he's ready to deal with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually, waiting quite a bit of time. He's got all of his roaches out and opting not to do anything with them quite yet. Building 2 spine crawlers back in his main.
Been doing a defensive roach push, considering he did just expand right here. A defensive roach stuff here.
So it's kind of an interesting strategy. I mean, force your Protoss opponent to make a whole bunch of units and then drone up.
Well, you know, that's...
It's a little bit of a fake out, a little bit of a mind game. Avocado looks like he might have been trying to do this 3-gate robo anyway. It is one of the builds that he tends to favor, like when we play team games with him.
Most definitely. And the sentry is just now a ubiquitous thing after a hilarious mistake. A few months ago, wherein I lost a game simply because he accidentally made a sentry.
And he was really scrambling. Lings were running into his base, and he's like, "Wait, I have a sentry." Force fielded off, and then managed to hold and come back and win the game.
And it turns out just a single sentry is honestly a spectacular defense for against a 7 roach push.
So kind of an interesting. I'm not sure if this is intentional at all, but he's got 3 guys in his south gas geyser and only 2 in his north gas geyser.
Avocado does?
Yes.
Probably unintentional, knowing him.
Probably, yeah, just a little bit of a slip there. Eye of Darkness now up to 2 gas geysers, really stockpiling that gas. Probably going to go for mutas if we know him at all. And actually, there's the Spire as soon as I said that.
Seeing some units moving out here for kingavocado here. Proxy pylon being put down. We may be seeing some aggression here, but I doubt it. Looks like Eye of Darkness also planning on a possible Nidus in the back of the base. This overlord down here.
I don't think so. I think this is mostly just to scout later on. But I could be wrong.
You know, a Nidus with some Lings in the back of the base never hurts.
But he's already gone for the Spire, so I'm not sure a Nidus would be the best decision. Actually, I don't think... Yeah, I don't think Avocado should be pushing in here. He could take either the army or the defense, but I don't think he can take both at the same time.
Most definitely not.
And he's shown some really clever micro, actually going to just go around. So definitely not the worst decision, but the real problem is now he's going to be trapped if he actually can't take this on.
And this choke here, right between this geyser and the edge of the map here, is a very tiny choke, and that can strip macro a great deal.
But here he is moving in, going to take out a bunch of drones at the natural. No reaction quite yet. There come the roaches, a little bit of engagement. That's a nice force field.
Spectacular placement of that force field.
Trapped a couple of drones as well as a couple of roaches back there, and taking maybe a little bit too much damage from these spines. Should maybe consider backing up a little bit with the zealots. The 2 zealots going to go down, but nothing else. And there goes the natural. So nice piece of aggression. It'd be nicer if he can get out somehow.
Yeah, he seems a little bit trapped in there, but it looks like Avocado's not going to try and trap. It looks like
actually moving in the front, he might have enough just to roll over now. Here come the mutas, but there aren't enough of them to deal with this amount of stalkers.
Although these Lings should probably help with that, especially with the Immortals.
So we'll see what happens. King's still going for it, moving up the ramp. Actually, the stalker twitching out there, going to go down without much of a fight. And this is not an optimal place to engage for the Zerg player.
Most definitely not.
Losing a lot of mutas here. Needs to pull those back.
Went down.
Trying to buy some time to get up more spine crawlers. There goes the Immortal. And that was really a lot of the damage being dealt. If a couple more of these spines can finish, I think he might be able to hold. But until then, it's just razor thin right now, the defense. 1 spine crawler and 1 mutalisk.
Oh, there comes the Queen right now.
Taking out another stalker. More reinforcements coming in from the Protoss player. If these 2 spines finish, he might be okay, but we'll see. One of them goes down. The other one does finish, though.
We'll see what happens.
Lings come in, try and surround one of the stalkers. Actually now deciding to go for the Immortal. A little bit of indecision, and he's not going to be able to have enough larvae to produce. There went his last larva inject until he gets another queen out. And the money's just going to keep shooting up, but he's not going to have the larvae to be able to produce anything for defense.
To be honest, I think Eye of Darkness probably should have gone for speed a little earlier. That would have helped it, especially in any emergency engagement like this.
Well, I think he really wanted the Roach Muta, and just that 100 gas could have, I mean, if the game went on much longer, the Roach Muta combination would be fantastic, but
it would have.
King Avocado hitting at exactly the perfect time, whether he knows it or not. And now these Zealots going to do a lot of damage to these Lings. More Lings trying to rally in. And actually, only 1 Zealot goes down. And this is going to be GG. Actually, no GG. It's just going to leave.
No GG, just leave.